Welcome back to the adventures of Airman Snuffy. So, in this part, we're going to talk about Airman Snuffy going to basic training. Basic training at the United States Air Force is an 8-week course. It's intended to bring U.S. persons from the civilian sector and turn them into airmen. During that time, all the food is provided, all the shelter is provided. It's a highly regimented lifestyle for that period of time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the financial side of it, though. What I've got on screen is a look at the entitlements and deductions side of Airman Snuffy's first LES, or Leave and Earning Statement. On the entitlement side of the house, since he is an Airman Basic with no time in service, his base pay is $1,403 for the month. So his total entitlement is $1,403. Now on the deduction side of the house, we're going to assume a 10% federal tax withholding rate. So 1403, 10% of that is 140.30 cents. Now, FICA, or the Federal Insurance Contributions Act tax, has two parts. You've got the Social Security part and the Medicare part. For those of you that don't know, Social Security is half paid by the employee and half paid by the employer in a normal employment situation. So Airman Snuffy's part for Social Security is 6.2%, and the Air Force pays the other 6.2% towards Social Security. For Medicare, it's 1.45% of any wages. Air Force goes and picks up the other 1.45%. Something else that everybody in the Air Force contributes to is the Air Force Retirement Home. It's a whopping 50 cents a month, and it goes to funding the operations for the retirement home. Additionally, the Air Force, as a basic entitlement, provides $400,000 worth of life insurance at $27 a month, which is not a bad deal considering the inherent risks involved in being a member of the armed forces. So $27 a month goes to SGLI, or Service Members Group Life Insurance. You can elect to have that amount lowered from $400,000 to all the way down to $10,000, I believe. Also, when you get to basic training, you are issued a debit card, which pulls $350 from your first paycheck onto the debit card so that you can get some essentials outside of your uniform, which is issued to you. Some essentials like shower shoes and towels and toiletries, things like that. So in total, he got $614.32 deducted from his pay. So he ends up with a net pay of $788.68 for his first month in the Air Force. Let's take a look at those second 4 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and make an assumption that Airman Snuffy can go ahead and buy all the basics he needs with only $250 of the $350 which is put on the debit card. So that next month he'll end up getting a reimbursement for whatever he didn't spend on that debit card. So he gets that $100 back, which is that debit card reimbursement you see on the second line of the entitlements section. On the deduction side of the house, it's all the same except there is no deduction for the debit card. So in total his net pay is $1,238.68 for that month. So let's take a look at what he's got at the end of basic training. So because he's in a very controlled spending situation where the food is provided, his rent is provided, everything else that he needs is provided to him at no direct cost to him, there's no spending on non-essentials. There's no real opportunity to go out and blow your money on a Game Boy or a Nintendo DS or anything like that. because they would just take it from you when you went and bought it. Also, once again, that assumption of everything that he needed to purchase with that debit card, he purchased with 250 of the 350 on the debit card. So if we take those 2 months of pay, we'll look at that $50 in cash that he started out with, and he managed to put 1,000 away in savings and 1,027.36 in his checking account, and that covers that first 2 months of his in the United States Air Force. Well, if you like this video, feel free to rate it and subscribe. Thanks a lot and stay classy.